We'll go right into questions. Start with Ryan.
How big was what D-Stone gave y'all tonight?
Oh, huge, and he came in and he was really locked in and did a lot of great things. I mean, it's a hard game. Anytime you go on the road, it's hard. You play at home, it's hard. Coming off the loss the other night, I really appreciate the way they kept their focus, went about the preparation, the way we try to do things, and obviously so much respect for this university athletic department and the staff at Texas, but it's hard. We knew it was going to be hard. Rebounding was a big focus for us, and I thought after the first time out in the second half, we took care of the ball better. Zakai does what he always does, created a lot of offense for us, doing what he does on the defensive end, but hard-fought win, but a good win for us.
Rick, two-part question for you. One, I know this isn't your first trip to Moody Center, but first time obviously coaching here, just your thoughts on the venue, and what was Texas doing to kind of force you guys into so many turnovers, especially in the first half?
Well, Rodney does a terrific job with his staff, and we've struggled offensively. We're trying to get more balance, so much, and people, they work hard, they play personnel, they play analytics. That means, you're not gonna let Chaz Lanier catch it with a lot of room. They chose to really back off Jemiah Mashack, which then distorts your spacing on offense. Early in the game, he was doing what we wanted to do. I mean, we love his defense, but, whoever was guarding him sort of a one-man zone, and we dealt with it before, so that had a lot to do with it. I thought, and their post guys, I thought did a really good job on ball screens. When we were able to start scoring, we opened it up a little bit and just started driving the ball. And Zakai, I thought, made some great, D-Stone's three in the corner was a big one. Jordan was a big one, and Chaz had a pretty good look at it for him. And Z's last layup wasn't easy, but I think all four guys, we just put them there and said we're going to space the floor and let the little guy go, and he did it.
Real quick, just your thoughts on Moody Center.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's a beautiful building, and much different, obviously, but I've heard a lot of good things about it and being here. I came in last year at Christmas just to meet, Bill Duval to see it, and was impressed then. But playing over the break is always tough when the students aren't around. I get that, but the fact is, it's a beautiful building.
Hey, Rick, what did you think of Trey Johnson? And then what did y'all do defensively against them, especially down the stretch?
Well, they got a team of guys that make some really difficult shots. Rodney likes to get those guys in positions and let them kind of play, isolation basketball, and they make some tough shots, but they're good at it. He knows what he wanted to recruit. He's got those guys that are shot makers, but we tried to, first time we tried to take him out, they ran a nice set to back cut us, and then that's one thing we don't want to give up, but give them credit for quickly taking advantage of it, and then they started using them to screen some, and which opened to tie some guys up that way. But we just tried to we fought as hard as we could. That's all I can say. He's a terrific player, and he's a tough guy to guard.
On D-Stone, when he was playing with the kind of the confidence he had on the offensive end tonight, what does that give to you guys? How big could that be long term?
Well, again, the better he plays and the more he gets out there and can do that, and what he did tonight I was really proud of was the in-game adjustments we had to make. He did it. He has struggled a little bit there, but tonight he did it. But he just played with the force that we need him to do it. And again, we tell him all the time, he can really shoot the ball. He can really shoot it. One of the things that when we looked at him in the portal, anybody can go into Cameron Indoor Stadium, make 5 or 6 threes in a game there, tells you that he's not afraid to play. But what we wanted him to do is he really, I thought he defended, I thought he tried to rebound, got in the mix, and I hope this will be a way that he can say, hey, I can even get it to another level.
Rick, how much did y'all need this after y'all's last game to kind of keep your confidence high in winning on the road?
Kurt, that's thought. Obviously, that you get beat as badly as we did, and we played hard. We played hard. Defensively, and then you're playing it's a totally different game than that game, and coming in, I wanted us to be aggressive early, but I knew that, Texas would guard us, defend us. They, obviously, they scout, they know what they're doing. And I knew baskets wouldn't be easy early, but I wanted to see us be aggressive. And, but, the first couple of possessions, trying to see if they were going to play us like we thought they would, and they did. We knew they were going to take out Chaz. We knew they'd back off Shaq. We knew that would happen, but it's big. It's big because you know what? Where we started, so proud of these guys. If you'd told me in July, I couldn't have said we would do what they've done to this point. But we've had different guys. We're down to 9 scholarship players, and 2 of them aren't at 100% like a lot of teams have right now. But really proud of Cade Phillips tonight. I mean, really proud. He went in the game and he battled, and his shoulder's not what it needs to be, and Meshack's still dealing with his hand, which I think's affected him some. But just proud of the way that they stuck together. They had a great week of preparation coming in. We got out of rhythm a little bit. We had to come in a day early. The airlines brought us in, and it feels like we've been here a long time, to be honest with you, because we're normally just in and out.
Right.
But we got in, and first time in, I bet, 25 years that we practice on the other team's practice facility, and we don't do that. And we had to do it. And so one good thing about it, our tennis team women get to travel back with us. That worked out well for them. So we'll all get back to Knoxville at some point tonight.
I was wondering if you saw improvement from Texas defensively tonight from where they were against Texas A&M to start SEC play, and if so, in what areas?
Well, yeah, I thought, again, I'd have to believe that they played the scout report the way they wanted to play it, Now, anytime you look, people are going to look at these numbers and say, you look at the rebounding. Honestly, I can't read it. I don't have my bifocals on, but I don't know what the difference is right there in it. But games are huge right there. And Texas plays hard. They play hard. Gap team started the second half. They were in the gaps, and we came off, wanted to throw back over it. Zakai hit that 3, which I thought was a big play for us at that time, because I thought that kind of got us going a little bit, because there's nothing tentative about Zakai, as you see. I mean, and when he gets going, I think those other guys feed off of that. But they're well coached. When they need to be in gaps, they're there. I thought they did a really good job on ball screen defense. I mean, people are concerned about our middle ball screen stuff where we'll throw lobs up there. I thought they defended that well. Start of the game, we definitely didn't screen properly. Our angles weren't like they needed to be. That was a couple clips I showed them at halftime that we had to do it. But a lot of it had to do with Texas's, the physicality. They were working. They were not letting you get to your cuts and things like that. But a long way to go. I mean, to go back to Kurt's question, I told our guys, hey, it's about us getting better. We're going to prepare for every team, but we have to keep our focus on us. And I'm sure Rodney and his staff feel the same way. And we'll leave here and get ready for, I think, Georgia next. I'm not sure what day we're playing, but at this time of year, I would say that every coach in this league knows that every team's got to continue to get better.
We'll do 4 more, 2 gentlemen with the mics, and then Ryan and Reese.
Rick, you obviously coached KD here. Trey Johnson's received a lot of comparisons to Kevin Durant. He's obviously still got a long way to go, but just your thoughts on that comparison between
I have
Trey Johnson and KD.
great respect for Trey, but you can't compare players. You can't. It's not fair to him. I mean, one guy's got a 7'6" wingspan. You can't compare him to. You go down the line. I mean, he is a terrific shot maker for a young guy. I mean, I tell you what I do like about him was his mindset. I didn't think KD didn't flinch. I didn't think he did. That's the one thing I would say I was impressed with him. I knew he had the ability to make a lot of difficult shots over top of you, which he does. But he'll carve his own niche out. But you're talking 6'11", 7-foot guys, 7 to a guy like that. But just great respect for Trey, and great respect for what Rodney does to get him in position where he can be effective at what he does.
Rick, I know we're long past the days of you playing your old team and all that, but scouting Rodney and needing to beat Rodney, and do all that. I mean, how does that make you feel, and what advice do you give him about navigating the SEC?
You know, I love these guys. I mean, those guys, I wouldn't be here, I wouldn't have been at Tech. I've had so many great assistant coaches. And you guys watched them grow up here with me, and I wouldn't be here. I mean, Frank, Rodney, I mean, Chris Ogden, I mean, you know, we know each other. I bet I could almost go in the locker room and tell you what Rodney said, because he'd been with me so many times. I bet I could tell him, because I know he knew what I would be saying. I can assure you he knew what I was telling my team today. I guarantee it. And so, you know, do you enjoy it? Not really, you know, because, I mean, they're part of my fiber, you know, and I've been with them so long, and I love them. I want to see them do well. And but it's tough, but you know, they're in the SEC, and it's, I mean, every game you got it, and people would probably be more surprised about the relationships in this league. I mean, we're all tied in some way, I'm telling you. I mean, I could go back to, you know, with I've known John Calipari since 1977. Right. You know, I mean, there's so many guys when you're at my age, you know, you've been around a lot of people, you know, and that and we're probably better friends than people think. And I think there's just a great deal of mutual respect. But we know when that tip goes up, you got a job to do, and you got to do your job.
Coach, in the back here, you talked about Zakai's dribble driving. What makes a guy his size so good at knowing when to lay it in versus dishing it off to a teammate?
Well, one, he's fearless. I mean, after the game the other night, I mean, you know, I took him out with, he wouldn't come out, really. He didn't want to come out of the game, and he just said, Coach, I'm not quitting, you know, and we were down, 30, whatever it was. He's so hard on himself. He just wants to get it right all the time, and when things aren't going well, he's going to bear down more, which sometimes works against him. But he's just it's in his DNA. It's who he is. It's how he grew up. I mean, I actually talked to a team about it this week. I said, there's nobody in this room that grew up the way Zakai Ziegler did. Nobody. And that fight in him, that DNA, I wish I could bottle it. I do. I wish I could. But he's just first time I saw him, he's the same. And what you see him do here, he does every day in practice. I mean, right now we realize we got to try to rest him as much in practice as we can, because, you know, I love playing point guards a lot of minutes, but the fact is, he wants to play, and he's special.
Last one from Ryan.
How significant is it for you guys to find a way to win a game on the road when Chaz struggles offensively like he did?
Well, again, I've told Chaz all along, he doesn't have to score the ball for us to win, but he's going to have to help those guys by learning how to screen, going to have to learn to cut harder, going to have to learn to do his work early coming off screens, because he kind of gallops a little bit. He's going to have to keep his feet closer to the ground, so when he comes off, because again, Texas did a great job guarding him, you know, and I thought his teammates did enough to get him enough separation. He could have been effective, but he still has got to learn to get his hips twisted quicker so he can get downhill quicker. Like, I took him out first play of the second half because he didn't shoot the ball. I mean, that play was designed for that shot. And I told him, I said, if you're not going to do what you're getting paid to do, you sit over here, because he is getting paid to do that.
Thanks, Coach.